Now if you look directly ahead, you might just about be able to see the very first glimpse of the spire of Salisbury Cathedral. It's disappeared as we go under the brow of this hill. So we're coming into Salisbury now. This rather beautiful town. City, in fact. It is a city, Salisbury. It is a city because it has a cathedral. And it has a cathedral because inside the building, the church, is the cathedral. And a cathedral is a seat. It's a grand seat. And it's a seat upon which a bishop sits. So the seat on which a bishop sits is called a cathedra. And the building that contains a cathedra is a cathedral. So we're all parked just outside the outer walls of Salisbury Cathedral, and we'll walk past the school where William Golding taught, past the practicing Protestant martyrs. I'll tell you about those. So as we come down this hill, you'll start directly ahead to maybe get a better view of the spire of Salisbury Cathedral. 123 metres, rather beautiful in this autumn sunlight. People buried inside Salisbury Cathedral. I think a lot of people would find that rather odd, but if you've been to Westminster Abbey, you'll see this, there's 3,500 people buried inside Westminster Abbey. The most recent person who anybody might have heard of is Edward Heath, who was British Prime Minister, 1970-74, he's buried there. So as you can see, it's a rather pretty little town, nice with the river and this beautiful little park that runs through the middle. So as we come into the high street, you get this incredible mix of buildings here. We've got Tudor buildings here, medieval gate, and then a Georgian building next door. So that's, 1400s, this is 1700s, and all the way down this street as houses has fallen down over the years and they've been replaced whenever they need to be. We've got an incredible mix of styles. So these incredible little, so this is a Tudor building on the right here, so it's built from mid-1500s, and then the New Inn, not so new anymore, a rather nice example of a mid-16th century coaching house. We've got stables at the back now a very nice little pub, and my personal favourite, this little higgledy-piggledy little building here on the right, coming from that little pinky yellow. Transported the bricks 3 miles or so. Here they built this wall of close that surrounds the new cathedral with the bricks of the old cathedral. Because when the tower went on top, 6,500 tons in weight caused the walls to buckle, so they had to add the buttresses and stuff. They started at this end, this is the Trinity Chapel, in 1220, and worked their way along. This all this scaffolding, there's a lot of refurbishment project going on, and this great door is
built with a riot. Iconography, paintings, gold, jewelry, all over. Emily River. And all these stained glass.
I said earlier that one of the magnificent things
about this church is that it's a living, breathing church. It's not just a 750-year-old building. This cross, this font, in the shape of a Greek cross, this is a font, 3 years old, and it's a remarkable work of art. The water it looks completely still, but of course, as you look here, you can see the water is moving. The water's coming down from here, it's pumped up through the middle, and it pushes across. So it symbolises in many ways the circularity, the circle of life, birth, death, and rebirth. Constant renewal of life is shown on this font. It's got words from the baptismal service around the edge. This is, as I said, the oldest working clock that we have in this country. It dates from around about 1386. So I'll explain how it works. It used to be in the bell tower. The right-hand side is the clock mechanism. Now, this clock never had a face, as we know it. That sort of thing hadn't really come into being when this clock was invented. So on the right we've got the clock mechanism. Now I'm standing directly underneath the centre of the spire. When it was built, it's here, in 1737, Sir Christopher Wren arrived, and the spire was leaning 75 centimetres, and that was the centre of the spire. He put in supports and brackets. You might just be able to see behind those little arches there, you can see some buttresses, and he put them in to stop the spire leaning any further, and it's been pretty good. It did a pretty good job. It hasn't leaned at all since. Around about the mid-1300s, and that is the seat that Bishop Salisbury sits in. Because there is a cathedral in this building, that's why it's known as Cathedral. Now the Queen gives out specially minted coins to people, and every year it happens in a different location. And back in 1974, that happened here. So, what's it like all great cathedrals? right in the heart, is a small little chapel. So even in this magnificent building, right in the very heart, there's just a small little chapel for a few people to come. So even when it's not being used for grand occasions, every day, 2 or 3 times a day, people come here and services are held here in the choir hall. May 13th, Anno Domini 1683, and died February the 19th, the same.
We have a candle over there, which is the Amazon candle up there. And you notice you've got this spiral metal the window is called the Prisons of Conscience window. It was commissioned by the Dean of Sydney Evans.
I'll give you their number and you'll need to arrange it with Lizzie.
So we're going there.
Them
Once you've done it there, I'll let you wander off. You can go back into the church.
You there, darling?
Foto pauzę, foto spotki. Foto spotki. Sławek. Salisbury Cathedral.
Welcome back, everybody. What a place. I mean, I come here not that often, maybe every couple of weeks or so. I come to Salisbury Cathedral and I never cease to be awed, I think is the right word, by that building. It really is quite magnificently beautiful. So we'll make our way back to London. Shouldn't be, I'd say, hour and a half, hour and 45, something like that. I think that, so we're making our way in towards central London now, not too far, to Gloucester Road, which should be our first stop.